Leave the world behind. Well, it's racially sensitive, it condemns humanity, it's completely unsubtle, and it's interested in animals as allegory. In this movie, white people watch Friends reruns and say things like, "Ooh, a Starbucks," because white people like Starbucks, even in the aftermath of a near death experience. And yeah, all that is kind of funny. There's a charming dance scene that briefly interrupts the eerie score, which does a tremendous amount of heavy lifting, trying and admittedly often succeeding in making otherwise uninteresting scenes feel a little unnerving. This is less of a film that rips off Jordan Peele and more one that he might have made 10 years from now when he's entered that ripping off yourself phase that most directors eventually fall into, and that I suspect he'll eventually fall into one day. This movie is full of bird's eye view and tracking shots, which I'm not sure technically qualifies as a directing style, but is nevertheless fun to engage with. There's a particularly great moment where a family is running from an oncoming oil tanker by heading across its path rather than turning backward and staying in its path. You know, that thing that CinemaSins calls the Prometheus school of running away from things. So the movie's not entirely dumb. Julia Roberts headlines and produces, which I suspect means she is really eager, maybe even desperate, to have a winning, starring part in a winning special movie that will let us know she's still around. And why not? She's entitled. The girl's still got it. There's an early scene where she walks into a bedroom, smiles, throws herself onto the bed with a delighted giggle, and it's like we're watching Pretty Woman all over again. And Ethan Hawke has still got it too. Some of the close ups of his anguished face could lose the aforementioned music and still be effective because his eyes betray nothing of the real person who's acting and everything of the fictional character's history. Really, really cool stuff. And Kevin Bacon does appear in the final 15 minutes, and this feels pretty cheap because it feels like the movie is trying to make us feel as though it has built to something, but in reality, it just hasn't. This is sort of an exercise in trying a lot of thrilling, scaring scenes and meshing them together and then hoping that that's enough. But obviously, we want a better ending than what this movie gives us.